By Lyria, it was you who stood against Balor when Telera fell. Fortune favors me today. I am commander of the Ariad. Do you bring word of my reinforcements? The ash covering the ground ahead is all that remains of my men, all fallen in our assault on that pass. The Tuatha have built a gauntlet of spell-casting sentries who greeted our every advance with fire. It's just, these Tuatha wage war like none I've known. Magical fires burning my men to a cinder with a word. But if you're brave enough to challenge them, we may have a chance. They're using the terrain against us, flanking the paths from above with sorcerers. If you can neutralize these sentries, I will charge the approach myself. Together we might be able to break their lines. Until later then.
It is unusual for anyone, especially those of mortal race, to venture down here. To travel so far from the glare of the surface. Perhaps you wish to learn how to become unseen? Farewell.
It has begun, but we must press on lest the Tuatha secure the high ground. There are more sentries ahead. Each must be killed before we can advance. Until later, then.
There you are. Got myself a little tied up here. And is it a trick of the eye, or are these crystals growing? Keep going. I'll meet you at Vengeance.
The skulls atop high fulgen shine, and coldly gleam in a precise line. For us who chew on hollowed bones, while alive we wail vapid moans. It's delight.
Excellent work. The main Tuatha encampment lies ahead. Take cover with me there, and we'll discuss the final assault. The Tuatha are consumed by madness and deserve only death. We shall give it to them. Stay safe. The final Tuatha. I cannot deceive. We need only kill Desid. Until later, then.
The anger festers in the heart, and perfectly you play the part of hero to the summer's west, bringing Tuatha to their rest. Why do you try so hard in vain? Why bring the others senseless pain? Don't you see, mortal, don't you see the body impaled on the tree? Will you not witness their loss and feed upon the awful dross? Or walk again past corpses new, without care for the rotting few?
Greetings. That's the last of them. We've paid a heavy price, but Shadow Pass is ours. I'll make camp here until reinforcements arrive. It was an honor to fight by your side. Maybe this will help you out. Stay safe.
The House of Vengeance enacted the whims of our mad king. The divided court became Gadflow's Tuatha by force or by rebirth. The Winter Fae dwindled before this wave of frenzied strife, and before long, they were soldiers in an immortal army, or they were outcast. The greatest of vengeance, Malwyn, Claran, Vescain among them, became his witch knights. War had come again to the Fae. But instead of by Lord Own, it was Gadflow the King without a winter.
Tell me of this, Aethel. The light of water emblazoned upon the wall. It poured with a multitude of souls of peace. Escaped the well and flowed the pattern. It will forever sing the twilight of ethereal harmony. Balance moved.
O gloried stranger in our land, bringing death with the fate's own hand, filling the graves with corpses new, that feed the vultures, mortals too. Yes, they'll eat the flesh of the dead, and tear the limbs off, and the head. They only need the slightest lie to give them reason as to why their minds should be free from all guilt. And that is how your morals wilt. Continue, stranger, in our home, where demons tread and evils roam. For you are now a part of woe, blight, dusk, ruin, and living foe.
You must hurry. There is much to do. Gask and his forces are preparing to march. They know about the caves and will not cease until every last one of us has been slain. And there are the survivors of Eventide to consider. I have not heard a whisper from across the pass. And Esha, she plots a fool's errand. We must stop her. Much to do. Forgive me. Ever since the Tuatha came, omens of our destruction besiege me. My every notion is of escape and salvation. When he refused to worship Gadflow's god of smoke and ash, he thought first to kill us, but then chose a far grimmer fate. He made us his example. He sent Gask. First, Gask's priests destroyed the clans. Then he burned the bodies of the fallen and breathed in their essence, mocking the dead and the great cycle itself. One day, that is all Gask needed to unravel many seasons of the telling, to make the earth shudder and the sky weep. Now he sits above us, watching. Wonderful! Your attack will give us time to organize an escape. Do not underestimate Gask. He is among Gadflow's best for a reason. His camp of Cadsimir is to the north, but you must defeat his witch knights along with the Fae himself. I have faith in you. Victory will be yours.
I am surprised to see a mortal so far south, especially after what your kind has done. Before, there was balance. The great cycle cradled us all. Now there is only death and despair. Bareth was right about you. Your mortality is contagious. Hoping to assuage your mortal guilt? Of this I care not. But you have come at a fortuitous time. The Alfar armies bar any crossing their lines, stranding us here to die. But there is another route. The caverns lead north, taking us right under the Alfar without them even knowing. But the way is very dangerous. Our people will not wait much longer, and some have already gone on their own. I must help these remaining to escape, even if I die to make it so. You are, by my reckoning, a step closer to absolution. No sins are entirely unforgivable, not even those of mortals. Come, the tunnel is not long, but my people are weak and unfit for combat, and the Mergen are clever. Let's go. Watch your back. On behalf of the Ashmore survivors, I thank you, Martel. Now go. Others need you still. See you again.
But Gadflow was not content to rule the Court of Winter. Mortals would bow before him as well. And so he made war on your people and drove them from the eastern lands. The Alfar fell before an avalanche of corrupted fervor. The Tuatha acted as one army and built the Prismea Chantries as new idols of their false mountain god, their Tirnoch.
You there! Help a friend out, won't you? There's a release for this cage on a wall there. I am called Ordo. You have my thanks, stranger. I was beginning to worry that no one would ever come, that I would stare at these same walls until I was drawn behind the veil. Because I am an unfortunate creature upon whom luck has never smiled. But I meant to change all of that, to turn failure into fortune. How was I going to do this? Her name is Mora Challen, and she is a fate weaver. I met her while exploring the deep ruins of Wekanai, and we made a deal. I returned to Eventide to retrieve items that might break the curse upon her, and was almost returned to her when the Tuatha waylaid me. Unlucky, see. Mora has promised to change my fate, and to aid me in seeking a new ballad. A telling worth singing for all the coming ages. Perhaps she will help you too. This pleases me. Wekanai is a vast, cavernous ruin, and finding Mora in its depths is a task better fit for two. Let us go. Okay.
And you did find it. And that is your curse? The Arathi are gone. Upon these shattered ribs of early cities, they've left no mark. No name, no prayer, no secret word, no promise of return, no warning cry, no tale of a lonely death. What message might they have left, scratched in this antique stone, soft as a dusty grave? The peace of the Arathi returns the lifeblood of magic. They are the ultimate deceivers, the opposite of that which they appear. I saw their true form revealed there, a horrible, chaotic monstrosity, as foul and terrible as I once thought wondrous. My entire life spent chasing this dream. There was the truth before me. We are alone. There is nothing to save us. No greater things than the things we wreak.
It is as I feared. The door to the great chamber has been locked and warded. Give me a moment and I will see what I can do. Keep a watchful eye for Mergen. It would be a pity for our journey to end here. Excellent.
Ordo, you have returned, and you have brought a companion. I see many things, but never did I foresee this. Welcome, new friend. It is a pity, for you I mean, that Ordo's hunger for a brighter fate has so clouded his judgment. You are so innocent, sweet Ordo. It pains me to do what must be done, and to have your friend witness it. The Tuatha have trapped me in this ruin, my home, aware of my true power, but ignorant of my wrath. You see, Mora Challen does not forget. I need the strength to break the curse, and will do anything to escape, even if it means draining the life essence from this poor wretch. Regrettable, but it is the only way. Now, I shall take Ordo and consume him as fuel for my revenge. As for you, stand aside or perish. You wish to fight Mora Challen where she is strongest? So be it. The Tuatha cannot yet know my wrath. You will. Goodbye.
Thank you for defeating Mora. I am lucky to be able to walk the lands yet another day longer. You have my blessings. I think I will meditate here a while, and think on what I will do next. I am forever grateful.
And so here you are, imprisoned in the magic of these Fey stones, to live eternally in a drifting stream of song and echoed voices. Your body long decayed, your family and friends lost to the passage of time. Adrift in these chaotic swirls of cacophony, you would spend your time yearning to be free, but knowing that with that freedom comes such a pathetic nothingness that even this stone prison is preferable. The gods can keep their false world. I will make her own.
If you were here, then you were sold to the putrid lands of the old. Your lost body will burn, to crumbled ash will your bones turn. There is no hope left for your life. Wielding hammer, sword, or knife will not save you. You are the waste of a contempt's malicious taste. And what awaits your untuned mind is what you hope you'll never find. The vilest, darkest, blackest thing. The conscience of a reigning king.
Over here, hurry! I was hoping someone would come. Have you ever seen such things? Such violence? Such abominations? I cannot comprehend it. First the clan of Eventide and now Bareth. Beyond the Veil, no more slumbers in the Great Cycle. Gask and his soldiers cursed them with permanent rest. All gone but Bareth, Ordo, and me, that is. It was Bareth the Tuatha came for. They were led by a curious one named Amalur. He coveted Bareth's knowledge of enchantment, how he charms the beasts of Alabastra. But it was not Bareth himself that charmed the beasts. It was a pendant he wore that kept the Morgan from turning on him when he studied them. I last saw Bareth as Cryamor's men dragged him deep into the mine. Walk with a light foot. Acting while unseen will offer your best chance of survival, and try to use the anger of the Morgan against our common enemy. Goodbye. Primar is gone, but so is Berth. He did not deserve such an end. Do you hear me? He was a kind spirit. You are a friend to Eventide, even if few of its folk remain. Take this key. It will unlock hidden treasures of our clan. Any you find will be open to you now. Thank you, mortal. Now go. Good luck.
Well, you're back. I was keeping an eye on you from a safe distance, to see if you would keep your promise. I am amazed. I dared not speak of it, but there are prophecies of a mortal who would herald our kind's passing. While the defeat of Gask will count as a victory against the madness of Gadflow, I wonder if it is a harbinger of darker nights ahead. Prophecies aside, you have done as I asked, and we, the clan of Ashmore, recognize you. Farewell.